Okay, are we on? Oh, yes. Welcome, everybody, to White River Buddhist Temple's Nirvana Day and Pet Memorial Service. It's a day we remember the day that Shakyamuni Buddha passed into complete nirvana, and then we also remember our pets that have been such a big part of our lives. They say if the kindest souls were rewarded with the longest lives, our pets would have outlived us all. And I just want to start with a writing by Chief Seattle, the chief of the Suquamish and Duwamish tribes of our Native Americans. And he said, "What is man without the beasts? If all the beasts of the earth were gone, man would die." I'm very emotional about animals. I'm going to repeat. What is man without the beasts? If all the beasts were gone, man would die from a great loneliness of spirit. For whatever happens to the beast soon happens to man. All things are connected. So now we will recite Sambujo on page 22, followed by the Hiobiaku aspiration from Reverend Cindy, and then we'll go to the sutra chanting Jusei on page 24. And during Jusei, please feel free to come up and Oshoko for your lost pets. Thank you.
Can I ask that everyone please put your hands together in Gassho or bow your head in contemplation as we say together, Namo Amida Butsu, I take refuge in Amida Buddha. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Namo Namo. The White River Buddhist Temple, Sangha, is gathered here today to observe the memorial of the passing of the Buddha Shakyamuni, the sage of the Shakas, as well as the passing of all of our pets, animal companions who have passed. The Buddha states that all living beings must eventually die, and that all who have gone on before have taught us this truth. In thinking on this truth, we reflect on these lives, and upon realizing the great wisdom and compassion they have shown us, say in gratitude the name Namo Amida Butsu, I take refuge in Amida Buddha. Please put your hands together or bow your head in contemplation as we say again, Namo Amida Butsu, I take refuge in Amida Buddha. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida. Can I ask that everyone please once more put your hands together in Gasho or bow your head in contemplation? As we say once more, again, Namo Amida Butsu, I take refuge in Amida Buddha. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Nuts, Namo Nuts, Namo Nuts, Namo Nuts.
So now, if you are able, please rise for the Gatha Namo Amida Butsu on page 137. Then remain standing for the three treasures on page 3. And I think, you know, the status on Judy, she will return. So I believe we're just working with a boom box today. But we're going to get through this. That was awesome. Thank you, Sarah, for that. And you know what? Let's take a moment to realize we don't have to depend on technology. We can just plow ahead. So, so now for the reading of the three treasures on page 3. Did I have that right? Okay, page 3. You know I'm a fumbler. Let's just acknowledge that, okay? The three treasures. Fortunate is it to be born into human life. Now we are living it. Rare is it to encounter the teachings of the Buddha. Now we hear it. If we do not seek the truth of the Dharma in this life, in what life shall we find it? Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle, the way of enlightenment, and awaken within us our highest aspirations. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depths of the Dharma and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord in a life of harmony, in a spirit of universal brotherhood, free from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages of myriad of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful teaching. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Nabutsu. Namo Na. Na. Now we will be hearing our Dharma message from Reverend Cindy.
Can I ask that everyone please put your hands together in Gasho or bow your head in contemplation as I read these words from the Contemplation Sutra. When you have accomplished this visualization, you, the practicer, will hear the flowing water, the rays of light, the jeweled trees, ducks, geese, and male and female mandarin ducks, expounding the wonderful Dharma. Whether in or out of meditation, you will at all times hear the wonderful Dharma. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Nots. Namo. Well, hello, everyone. I hope you all had a wonderful week. I hope you all enjoyed the Super Bowl last week. I totally forgot it was Super Bowl Sunday last week, but I was listening to my husband's family and us have these conversations, and they're texting throughout, rooting for the 49ers because they're all from the Bay Area, and so very disappointed that they lost. They were disappointed that they lost last week, but hopefully a lot of people had fun. Today we are observing not only our Nirvana Day service, our Nehae, but also our pet memorial service, which we have just brought back. And Nirvana Day is the day in which Shakyamuni Buddha, the historical Buddha, passed away in India 2,500 years ago. In Jodo Shinshu, we observe this date as February 15th. And once again, this year we brought back our pet memorial service. And we tend to have these two services together, hand in hand. And this is because it is known that before Shakyamuni Buddha was Shakyamuni Buddha, they were incarnated multiple times as various animals. And so that is the reason why we're also having the day that Shakyamuni Buddha passed away into what we call parinirvana, right? full nirvana because this is the time in which his physical body passed. We observe this day together with pet memorial in response to his passing. Right? This is a reminder that all Buddhas were once animals before. And so I wanted to talk about this a little bit, right? Because there are, I shouldn't say ministers, but there are people in the Jodo Shinshu sect who do believe that we should not do pet memorial services. And I will explain this along the way. So there are two reasons that these people say that why we shouldn't have pet memorial services. And the first one is the Buddhist cosmology. About Buddhist cosmology, it is understood that there are 6 realms of existence. 6 realms of existence. And the 2 that I'm going to highlight is the animal realm and the human realm. And so in Mahayana Buddhism, it is understood that only those who are born in the human realm are able to attain enlightenment after they pass from the human realm. Right? The only way for you to become a Buddha is for you to be a human, and then when you pass, become a Buddha. Right? You cannot do this once you pass from other realms. Thus, for some people, it is understood that I'm going to say, instead of pets, I'm going to call them animal companions, because they have helped us through our lives. Animal companions did not reach Buddhahood because they passed when they were animals. Right? That is an understanding. Which, in a way, I agree with, but do not fully agree with. And secondly, is what I sort of mentioned in my opening quote this morning, and which I apologize, I did not explain my opening quote, but the opening quote I used today was from the Contemplation Sutra. This is a telling of the retelling of Shakyamuni Buddha helping Queen Vaidehi, who is a character within the Contemplation Sutra, and to visualize Amida Buddha's Pure Land. And so the quote that I took is right after Shakyamuni Buddha asked Queen Vaidehi to think and visualize on the images of Amida Buddha as well as the 2 bodhisattvas that are always with them. So the quote that I read goes, "When you have accomplished this visualization of the Buddha, Amida Buddha and the bodhisattvas, you, the practicer, will hear the flowing water, the rays of light, the jeweled trees, ducks, geese, and male and female mandarin ducks expounding the wonderful Dharma." You will hear this upon the visualization. And I wanted to point this out for the second reason. Why? Because it is also understood in Buddhism that there are no animals in the Pure Land. You're like, what? You just read that there's ducks and geese in the Pure Land. It is understood that these beings aren't animals. And I'm saying this in this way, right? It's the whole, there is a mountain, but there isn't a mountain. Right? This is the whole empty understanding, which, again, I do not fully understand. I am not an enlightened being, so I do not fully understand. But it's this idea for us to be able to visualize the Pure Land, because we know what ducks and geese look like. We could imagine them. We could imagine them and their quacking, their squawking, right? But it's also understood that in the Pure Land, they don't quack and squawk, right? They always, constantly expound the Dharma. So they're saying words that we should understand. Right? And so thus, in a way, they're not exactly ducks and geese and stuff, right? Like, if you ever get to look at different altars, right, they'll also have, like, dragons and elephants and lions. They're not animals, but they are animals, right? So it's with this understanding that there are no animals in the Pure Land that people argue that we shouldn't have pet memorials, because this explains the reason why, right? The pets who are companions, animal companions who have passed, aren't born into the Pure Land, right? They see this as a reason why. So they use these two examples, right, for why we shouldn't do pet memorial services, right? That after they pass in the animal realm, they aren't born as Buddhas. Thus, right, we know that they haven't become Buddhas. Thus, we shouldn't have a service for them. Secondly, right, the animals that are in the Pure Land are not animals. They're just animals so we're able to visualize it. Right? But I would also say this, right? There are two reasons why we should have these pet memorial services. Why for having pet memorial services. And one of them, though, doesn't have to do too much with Buddhism, right? Recently, I was looking online, and honestly, I should have looked a little deeper into the article. But there has been research on the connections between people and their animal companions. And these research articles have shown that these people see the connection with their animal companions just as much as a connection with another human being. It's the same, right? Your connection with your animal companion is the same as a connection with another human being. So why should you not have a memorial service for your animal companion who has passed? Because when they pass, right, that mourning is the same as if you lose a friend or a family member. Thus is more reason for us to have these pet memorial services. Secondly, I will use this as an example. Shakyamuni Buddha. As I have said at the very beginning of this talk, right? Shakyamuni Buddha is the reason why we should have these pet memorial services. Because it is understood in the sutras that there are stories of Shakyamuni Buddha as an animal. Thus, in those forms, Shakyamuni Buddha was a bodhisattva in those scenarios. Thus,
how could we not think the animal companions we have as bodhisattvas? Because continuously they help support us during our life. They help us when we're at our lowest moments. They're there when you're at your highest moments of your life. And they give you so much compassion and wisdom that it's hard to not see them as bodhisattvas. Thus, I like to see our animal companions as bodhisattvas who are helping to lead us during our life. And they continue to give us so many lessons, like patience, like taking care of another being, compassion, or knowing when to think ahead, wisdom, because you know they're going to do something that you don't want them to do. They are bodhisattvas. They are bodhisattvas. Thus, why should we not have a memorial service when they pass? Because they have led us. They have taught us so much as a bodhisattva would. And so we think of them as helping us during this lifetime on their way to Buddhahood. On their way to Buddhahood. And so I am very happy that we are continuing this tradition. I know we stopped for a while, but we are continuing this tradition of having pet memorial services with our Nirvana Day service, because it is important for us to remember those lives who have supported us, throughout our own lives. I do not want to talk too much longer. I see people falling asleep. So, in closing, can we have us all please think about not only the passing of Shakyamuni Buddha, but also the passing of all of the animal companions who have helped us throughout our lives and have taught us infinite wisdom and compassion. Can I have us please put our hands together in Gassho, or bow your head in contemplation, as we say together, Namo Amida Butsu, I take refuge in Amida Buddha. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu.
Thank you, Reverend Cindy, for those kind words. I'm going with the bodhisattvas. I've worked in the pet field, caring for them for over 40 years, and I understand the profound grief of losing a pet. So we're here honoring them to let our Sangha members know we understand what it means to you. Okay, so let me see here. So if you could rise, if you're able to sing the Gatha Odoka-san 2 on page 153. Thank you. If you could remain standing for the reading of the Daily Creed of Jodo Shinsu on page 8. Daily Creed of Jodo Shinsu. Realizing enlightenment is assured and reciting the Nembutsu, I shall live my life cheerfully and positively, understanding the oneness of life and cultivating self-reflection. I shall diligently attend to my life's tasks in gratitude. Recognizing the Dharma path, I shall help spread the teaching of the Buddha. Appreciating the Buddha Dharma, I shall respect and help others, working for the good of society. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo, namo. Thank you. You may be seated. And do we have any new folks today? Any guests that would like to be recognized? No? Okay. We have to acknowledge our little animal companion Sangha member, Coco. And where's Nori? Oh, she's here too. She's missed a few Sundays. It's good. Nori and her quiet, gentle spirit, and Coco, we appreciate your enthusiasm. That's right, absolutely. I hope she goes home with that, You know, cat and dog. Aren't these small words for something that fills so much of our heart? Okay, we have announcements. Anyone? Yay, people are coming forward.
We're going to have a general membership meeting out right after service, so if you can, just stick around.
There is a sign-up sheet back in the hallway for the Timeless Classic Cooking class, which will be on March the 2nd, a couple of weeks. We're going to be doing miso soup from scratch, vegan and fishin', and also dorayaki. So if you are interested in helping to keep these classics alive, please sign up. It's a lot of fun, and you get to eat things. Thank you.
Good morning. And speaking of eating things, there's still cake. To fortify yourself for the general meeting, please help yourself. You don't, and take it home if you want to. That's fine too. We don't want them to go to waste. Thank you. Art. Yes.
I just want to highlight that there are a couple of flyers out in the foyer if you would like them. The first one is on Carving the Divine, Buddhist Sculptures of Japan, March 9th at 3 p.m. at Seattle University. There will be a screening for that. The event the donations made at the event will help Seattle Betsuin's restoration fund, right? Seattle Betsuin had an arson fire on December 31st, New Year's Eve. And so the donations that will be made at that event will go towards Seattle Betsuin. So please, if you are available, please go out and support Seattle Betsuin. Also, the second flyer out there is for the Joint Honko Family Service at Tacoma Buddhist Temple. So just letting you know, it will be a joint service. So if you would like to go to Tacoma Buddhist Temple on March 24th, you are welcome to. Highlight that it starts at 10 a.m., so half an hour before we do. But I think we're talking possibly about screening it here if you are not able to go all the way to Tacoma. But those who live near Tacoma, you don't have to drive far. Also a highlight for that is the guest speaker will be Bishop Umitani of the Honpa Honganji's Missions of Hawaii. So if you would like to go and hear him speak, please go to Tacoma Buddhist Temple at 10 a.m. on Sunday, March 24th. Or you're welcome to come here and we'll talk about the details about that. We'll probably live stream the service here at White River Buddhist Temple if you can't make it to Tacoma Buddhist Temple. But just wanted to highlight that and keep iterating this because we're going to forget about the joint service, and that starts at 10 a.m. Okay, so thank you all very much.
Okay, I guess that's it for announcements. So let's all join together for our closing words, which you'll find at the bottom of your program. My life is not only my life, but also the life of others' sacrifices, kindness, thoughtfulness, and patience. I am grateful. Thank you all for coming today. Have a safe drive home, and be sure to tell your pets hi.